By Alan McGuinness, political reporter. Theresa May has said there is still a lot to be done in Brexit negotiations and did not deny suggestions the next phase of the talks could be delayed. The Prime Minister was asked about a report by Sky's political editor Faisal Islam, who said cabinet ministers involved in the talks have indicated that the next phase may not get underway until December, 2 months later than planned. Sky sources have suggested the challenge and timing of agreeing a new German government after federal elections at the end of September could affect the Brexit process. When asked how confident she was that the next round of talks would not be held up, Mrs May did not directly address the claim, saying there had been a very positive and constructive start to negotiations. Video issues in all areas of Brexit negotiation. The PM added, "There's a lot to be done. As a government we've shown the work we are putting into this. We've published recently, just in the last few days, a number of papers that set out our thinking on some of those key issues for the future relationship. We will develop a deep and special partnership with the European Union for the future that's good for the UK and good for the EU as well." Mrs May also reiterated that free movement of EU citizens will end, amid reports the Home Office is drawing up plans to ensure they can freely travel and live in Britain post-Brexit. Video. Government wants no physical changes to Irish border arrangements. It comes after the Times reported that the proposal suggested EU nationals would not need a work visa to visit Britain to look for a job. The Lib Dems said the potential delay would be a humiliating climb down for Brexit Secretary David Davis. The party's Brexit spokesman Tom Brake said once again the bluff and bluster of Tory Eurosceptics is being exposed to the cold reality of Brexit. There needs to be sufficient progress on citizens' rights, the Irish border and the so-called divorce bill before talks can move on to the future trading relationship between the UK and the EU. Video. Davis. We want slick EU customs arrangements. The aim is for this to have happened by October's European Council summit of EU leaders. But if the delay comes to pass, it will mean there will be less than a year for London and Brussels to agree what that relationship will look like ahead of the Brexit deadline in March 2019. The last few months of the process are expected to be taken up by getting approval for the final Brexit deal. The imperative for progress in the talks was spelled out this week, where the EU's chief negotiator, Michel Barnier, reacted to the government's publication of a paper on potential future customs arrangements by saying there must be progress in the first phase before there could be talks on trade. Following the last round of talks, Mr Barnier asked for clarification from Britain on a number of issues and warned there were fundamental disagreements over citizens' rights, like on the role of the European Court of Justice.